Hello guys, it's Leo, and today I want to make a video about what apps I use on my iPad Pro to do some of my daily works. So the first thing I want to say is that I'm not a native English speaker, so my English might sound kind of weird to you. I apologize for that, but that's one of the reasons why I want to make this video in English, because I'm a Chinese. I could have made this video in Chinese, that's completely okay for me, but I want to make it in English because my English is not that good and I really want to speak like a native speaker in English. So that's the reason, one of the reasons why I want to make this video in pure English. And the second reason why I want to make this video about which apps I use on my iPad is that I'm really interested in things like iPad, smartphone, or laptop, things like that. And I've always been more interested in the software side instead of the hardware side. So I've always wondered and really interested in the topic that can you replace your laptop with an iPad. I've got some really professional apps on my iPad like Affinity Photo and LumaFusion, which you know some of those YouTubers have been using LumaFusion to make edit their YouTube videos, which I think is pretty good. I've heard from some of the news and some of the YouTubers that these apps are performing incredibly efficient on these iPads, so that's something I really want to try out. I just don't want to have these professional apps in my iPad Pro and just have them there and do nothing with them. I think that's such a waste. So now let's get started. Alright, so here we are in my iPad, and I'm gonna start from what's in my opinion the most useful app and my most used app every day to do handwritten notes, and that is Notability, which is right here, the third app in my dock. I'm gonna open it. So here we are. In this app we have two sections, the left section and the right section. So in the left section you can have different dividers. Like here, LBC is one of my dividers, which is also the only one divider I have over here. And then we have different tags like this colorful bars over here. Like you can see, these acts like a kind of folder for notes. Like this one is for article, this one is for class notes, and this one is for knowledge. And here we have a new notes. I've already created a new notes, and let's go in and write something like hello everyone, hope you like this video. My handwritten doesn't look that good. Okay, so this is the first app that I use nearly every day and I really like to use and really enjoy to use as my notebook, a digital notebook for taking handwritten notes. And then the next one is Bear Notes. This is the app that I use to take my type notes. You know, sometimes I don't actually take type notes that much because I prefer to take written notes of my class, and written notes helps me to remember what teachers teach us in the classroom better. And for these Bear Notes, I usually use it to type out some kind of translations of some articles we get, because we usually get different kind of paper handouts of articles, and we are asked by the teacher or by our group leaders to do translations of these articles. And here you can see we have four different folders, not different folders, we have four different translations of my articles here, and it's already completed. And I really like this app because you can use it to like style your text with Markdown, and it looks pretty good. I have to say, it looks pretty good. Like here you can highlight, this is the book name. You can highlight, use these symbols, and you can give them headers of different levels, which is really good to use. Okay, so the next app that I love to use is Things 3. I've already heard about Things 3 long before I get my hands on the iOS devices. About a few days after I got my hands on this iPad Pro, so I go to the App Store and download it on my iPad Pro, and I gotta say, it's a really well designed and really beautiful app to use. I'm still learning how to use it. I haven't found its potential, but I think it's already very, very useful to me. In terms of to-do list app, I also have Todoist on my iPad, but I think that Todoist on Android is very, very good, but on iPad is not as good as Things. So that's why I choose to use Things instead of Todoist. I always prefer to use apps with well designed. Okay, so the next one is Scanner Pro. So as I mentioned before, we always get different kinds of paper handouts of articles. One of the reasons why I choose to use iPad as my digital notebook is that I can take notes, I can mark the PDFs of my articles, of my paper handout. I import it into Notability app, and then I use my Apple Pencil to mark on it and take notes, which is really, really handy. And this is what I use to scan my paper handouts. And then next is PDF Expert. I use PDF Expert to read PDFs, of course. This is what this app is made. And a few days ago, just 2 days ago, I was preparing for my examination, just the International English Ability Test at Cambridge University. And I used PDF Expert to read the PDF of an examination test papers and mark on it and do the exercises, do the questions on it, which is really, really handy, and that's what I use for it. And then I have Fantastical here, which I use to plan out my day, like the different kinds of events happening in my day. I'm gonna put it on my calendar using Fantastical. And one of the features that I like about it most is that it can allow you to quickly set up an event using natural language input, like have dinner with my friend at 11 a.m. tomorrow, and then you just tap add, and as you can see, it already put this event here by the time you have on it, which is really, really useful and really, really handy. I definitely love this feature. Next one is this one, Yoink. It's kind of like a shelf app. What it does is that, like when you are in a web and you want to transfer something to like another app, you can drag it into a slide over, and then it acts like a shelf, and then you can like select. You can basically drag anything into it. You can select a paragraph, tap on it, drag, release, and then it's in it. And then you can also drag a photo like this one, drag it in and drop, which is really useful. And then you open another app like Notability, for example. Then you go to Notes, then you tap and drag it in, and then there it is. Tap, drag it in, there it is. You can move it, reorganize it. It's just that handy. And this is the app that I use basically every day. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Hope you guys like it. This is my first video. I know I've been having a lot of interruptions and making a lot of mistakes in my talking. I just hope you guys don't mind it, because I'm not a native English speaker. I just try to improve my English. So that's one of the reasons, and probably the major reason why I want to make this video. I hope you guys don't mind it, and I will try really hard to practice and improve my English later. Okay, so that's it. Goodbye.